What are some kind of critical things that have helped you figure out what it is to be and live a Christian?
Well, yeah, you think of the pillars of foundation for a faith life for an individual, and for me, I would say, man, certainly the very first pillar that was formed in my being was formed because of mom and dad. It was important for them that I go to church because it was important for them to go to church. So I attribute the first pillar of foundation to mom and dad. But right behind that, secondary, was my experience at Bible camp. For me, Bible camp was something I hadn't even thought of until some friends said, "Let's do it." But it was at camp that spending a number of summers in that mission field, caring for these kiddos that God entrusted us with, just very, very formative, just for me personally, and what it means to give and serve when you're making 36 cents an hour. And so, and then, if I may, but then beyond that, I spent the next probably 15, 20 years caring for other people's kids. And it was at some point then that God gave me my own. And so then the roles kind of came reversed, where, I've got my own mission field right in my house. And so I've really attended to that. I was on the road a lot, traveling around nationally, internationally, speaking to the mission fields out there. But I wanted to make priority the home first, and so I cut back going out doing gigs. But I just, so now I kind of sink time into my family, and then I also sink time into my church, which has really become another pillar of foundation. Just being able to serve in and within the church to the people there, and then, of course, finally just beyond the church walls. What does it look like for me to be mission in the world, going out for the world, caring for the world around? It literally means going out the doors and into the community. The church can be a great place for us to come and to get fed, so that we can then dish it out into the world and care for God's people that way.
So when you've had a chance to travel internationally, as you said, how has seeing Christians or just the situation of people around the world impacted your faith or your idea of what it means to live our faith today?
To live our faith in the world, with the command, go into all the world, starting with whatever world you can get into. I have had the opportunity to travel abroad a number of different times, whether it's a European experience, Australia. But for me, the going to a third world country to see how God is alive and well there, and a lot of that is because other people are investing into that world. So it's really impacted me, saying, what, I've got my world, but God's got a greater world.
Well, I'm ready. Okay, so why do I serve? It's a really interesting story. I started off when my wife told me. She says, "Bob, you ought to really try this Echo Park thing." And I said, "What is it?" And she said, you got to go over and maybe read or do some math with fifth graders. And so I decided I would work with fifth grade math. And the very first child I worked with, a young girl named Montana. And Montana happened to be the same name as my granddaughter. And so right there it was like, okay, this is meant to be. And then I found that I just absolutely enjoyed going over there. There was nothing better than being around a bunch of fifth graders and helping them and just being engaged with them. It feels to me like I've got 14 or 20 more grandkids. Absolutely love it. The furniture ministry is another thing I volunteer at, and that one is again not about so much giving to other people as it is receiving. The people that I work with, the guys I work with, are absolutely fantastic. They're just good friends. They all enjoy what we're doing. We enjoy each other. We enjoy delivering furniture, picking up furniture, It's just a great thing to do in retirement to feel valued. And
How has it changed you thinking about faith or being a Christian?
you know, that's a tough one for me. I'm a guy that thinks that Jesus taught us how to live, and I think that's what he did. And I think when you go to volunteer anywhere, especially in something like the furniture ministry or Echo Park or other places, you're doing what he wants you to do, and so I feel good about it.
I enjoy helping people. I see the satisfaction that I can do something maybe that they can't do, and just see the happiness, the joy that comes out of it. And it's another way to spend my day off from work, keep me out of trouble. And just the people I meet here, it's just so fantastic. It's all walks of life. It's just it's even hard to explain the different walks of life, the people that they are. It's just they're just, and I consider myself to be a people person, and I just love all kinds of people.
So why should a church do this?
Why should the church do this? I don't know if it has to be at the church. It could be just about any place to do this. Could be at the corner store. It could be out of somebody's garage. I don't know if it has to be at the church. But to bring religion and God into the whole scenario and be thankful that God is providing this stuff, maybe some of it at the church, but God can provide anywhere, I believe. He does not have to provide just at the church.
The first week that I started volunteering here, there was a client that came through and hugged every single volunteer. And each one, she would give a hug and say, "Bless you. Thank you so much for what you're doing." And I just decided right then and there I was always going to...
I decided to volunteer here because it's my home away from home, and I enjoy what I'm doing here and serving people from everywhere. No matter where you are, you will be treated with respect no matter where you go, and it's more love here.
So I serve here because about January of 2013 I just got out of rehab into a sober house, and it was a requirement that I had to serve volunteer 14 to 16 hours a week. Well, 15 months later I've been here every Monday and every Thursday. I just love it. I love coming here to help people, and I think it helps to have some younger blood around here. I really do, because most people here are retired. They're all great, but some shouldn't be lifting, and they try to. So I'm glad that I'm here to help them lift and be outside and push the carts around in the snow. It gets your mind it gets you out of your own mind and starts you focusing on other people instead of your own problems. You can look at other people's problems and you realize that I don't have it so bad. Yeah. I shouldn't be complaining about my life. I've had a fairy tale life compared to some of these people, so I shape up and just help and serve.
So have you gotten to know people here?
Like the clients or the
both,
workers? I've
both.
gotten to know the workers really good.
Okay.
I tend to walk around every morning and greet everybody.
Cool.
And I'm always got a smile on my face, and I'm always saying good morning, I'm great, everything's wonderful. I've gotten to know some of the clients. I think it's really neat. Plus, when I was in the Army, I was a Russian linguist. So it's really kind of neat. I haven't used Russian in 17, 18, almost 20 years, but now there's a Russian clientele that come through here, and I can kind of talk with them. Cool. And it's starting to come back a little bit.
Cool.
And so it's really interesting.
Cool. Thank you. So tell me, where are we?
We are at the Prince of Peace Mission Outpost Dental Clinic, and we are in our second week of operation. And personally, why I like to serve is because I always say we are Jesus' hands and feet, and our purpose is to serve other people.
So why does the church have a dental clinic? That's kind of weird.
A lot of people do not have dental insurance, and if you don't have insurance, you won't go to a dentist. It's very expensive to get services. So we have a lot of people in our community that have decay, and they are living in pain. And so we feel like it's our duty to help other people, especially if they're in pain, help them get rid of the pain so they can lead productive lives.
Exactly. I would agree. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's kind of like loving other people.
Through cleaning their teeth?
Well, what we do here is pull teeth and extract teeth right now. So if
Oh.
we get rid of the pain, yep, and they're very, very grateful. And we feel, I always think blessed to be a blessing. You just, they're just so outpouring of gratefulness that just warms your heart.